When we see a society, a female only do not support a female. It's the man who actually supports a female.
True.
If you want to see the change, you have to be the change. You have to be fearless. You have to just chase your dreams. You have to chase your passion. That's it. You have to be of your own.
Nowadays, especially the Gen Zs, they often get confused between whether they should focus on their degrees, on their skills. They always try to choose between one.
A good leader need to listen everybody, because if you are a good listener, your 80% job is done.
So, are you ready for the podcast?
Super excited.
Welcome to the series Thoughtful Leaders, powered by TFS the Feminastar, where we don't just talk about fashion or beauty. We talk about mindsets and ask the questions that society avoids. I am Poorva, your host, and today's conversation is going to be powerful, fearless, and necessary. Our guest today is not just an educator, she's a leader who has shaped institutions, influenced national education policies, represented India at UNESCO Paris, and yet she chose to walk into a beauty and fashion platform. That choice itself becomes a statement. Let's welcome Dr. Rashmirekha Saha, who is a principal at SNBP, UNESCO delegate, an education visionary, and today a voice beyond boundaries. Dr. Rashmi, welcome to our podcast. How are you feeling today?
Thank you so much, Poorva. I'm too much excited. And it's a very new experience, so I'm looking forward.
All right, thank you so much. So, Dr. Rashmi, we are really looking forward to have an insightful conversation with you, which is going to be all straight from the heart, as you are an inspirational personality, a thought leader in the industry who is ruling this education world for more than 20 years, right? So, I want to know your journey, how it started, and how you have plans to take it further.
Thank you so much for such a long question, which has to be given in a brief way. How it started? It started with a very small dream that I come from a very rural, humble background, where my only dream was that nobody can stop me. I'm quite fearless, and I always chased my dreams. So it was always that I wanted to be in education field. So it happened coincidentally that I was working as an assistant professor, but then it was destined that I was there in school for a long period of time. And I'm very passionate about this work. So I never had been in school, or even now today also, I do not do it as a work, but I'm very passionate about this education. So I think this passion has led me to this leading role, and I still have dreams to have bigger goals so that I can contribute more to the society. And even I want to include the every strata of the society, an inclusive society, which is our dream. Still the struggles are and the challenges are going on, but let's see how we can achieve together.
Amazing. Very beautifully said. And your words literally touched my heart because being a woman, it is very tough, as we all know, to stand for your careers, to stand for yourself. And you have been doing this for so many years. And since being into education, you also decided to walk on the ramp. We have had the privilege to see it live. with our eyes, and it was mesmerizing, I must say. So, I want to ask you, since you're beautiful, of course, and being a beautiful woman, do you think uh, being beautiful is a crime for a woman?
I don't think so that beautiful is a crime. But yes, society defines it in a very decorative way, because beauty and intelligence, they are into different compartments. So I think if beauty comes with confidence, if beauty comes with the passion to contribute something to the society in a thoughtful way, I think uh, confidence, passion, thoughtful works with contributing to the society. Beauty is all about which should be taken forward and ahead.
Absolutely, well said. And being an intelligent woman, if you are beautiful, that doesn't mean that your beauty should be given an advantage or your beauty should be given all that importance. I think the best compliment for a woman is about her intelligence, not her beauty, right? And you have both. So, since you are into a strong position, you are a principal and you have a lot of students under you and you make their careers. Talking about the pageantry industry, what do you think? Is it an empowerment or an exploitation?
It's an empowerment, definitely. And that is how this Feminastar, TFS Feminastar came into this scenario when I met Rashmi, where I actually wanted Feminastar to groom my students. And that is how the approach came up that, ma'am, if you are there on this ramp, I said, why not? If it has its purpose, why not? And TFS Feminastar is really doing brilliant, because today we are talking about India where it is not about rote learning or it is not about academic scores. It is about how you are developing the skills. So India is, according to the national education policy, gone are those days when you had to rote learn the answers. Today we are all talking about holistic development, skilled India, and also about the experiential learning. So this is how leadership skills, confidence, how you face the audience, how you make yourself more approachable. All this comes. So no doubt it is. No doubt it is, nowhere it's exploitation. It is all about the leadership qualities.
Absolutely. Being on that stage itself gives you a lot of confidence. And usually people think that beauty pageants are all about beauty. But you have answered it very beautifully that beauty pageants are not about exploitation, but yes, empowerment. And since you are in a favor of beauty pageants and you know the kind of encouragement and empowerment it gives to women, not only women, but male actors or models as well. So, what do you think? Beauty pageant, is it all about just beauty or it's about visibility?
It's definitely about visibility, because this beauty pageants, after the work gets over, it gives platform to entrepreneurship, uh, giving, they are leaders, they are good speakers, and when they contribute to the society, people look at them. So when there is visibility, no doubt it will give a lot to contribute in the society. It is not about only about the exploitation or something which is very showcased, which is very fake. No, it's not so.
Right, absolutely. And as you mentioned, that it is not about showcasing something which is fake, I would like to ask you, um, who decides for a woman what is decent?
Decent is a very ornamental word to control women. I would say that decency, what we think of, is something where the controlling of the woman comes. How a woman should be, it's her right to decide. Always it is said by the society how to sit, how to talk, how to walk, and even how to dress up. So there we always try to control our genders, and where we feel that let us give her freedom, let us give us wings to the dreams of the girl, let her decide how she wants to be. It's absolutely okay not to be decent. Let's okay to be rude. That is very stereotype. So let them be rude, let them be more open, let them be more less emotional, and let them be more bold. Let them talk about their own wishes, because we have always seen a woman which is very stereotypical, emotional, shy, uh, the head should be held down. So it's all about how to we can break the stereotypes and make our females more confident and uh, going ahead.
Absolutely. These are very powerful lines. And I'm sure all the ladies watching this podcast will be inspired by these lines and they will have some courage to step out of their comfort zones and not be decent, but yet carry that elegance and, enjoy their life according to their terms. So, since you also mentioned that it's the society that bounds or restricts a woman, else if the society always supports the women, it will be very easy for a woman to think about themselves, to how to dress up, and they can be the leader of their lives. So do you really think society blames a woman for being in a certain way rather than questioning itself?
Uh, the question is quite tricky. When any incident happens, we feel that the women is somewhere at fault. Don't you feel so, Purva, that when we see a society, a female only do not support a female,
Absolutely.
and if we see, it's the man who actually supports a female.
True.
And if we see the success of women, you will find the villain is always a female only. So, is there any clarity of thought process in this journey in the society that how they have to struggle and how they have to get those? So, when we talk about this support and inclusivity, I think female it's it's very individual. If you want to see the change, you have to be the change. You have to be fearless. You have to just chase your dreams. You have to chase your passion. That's it. You have to be of your own. And this I always keep on telling my students. I don't know whether they will watch this podcast or not. But I always tell that you are my students, you have to be fearless. That is my statement to my every student, that chase your passion. You need to be fearless. You need to learn how to take risk in your life and how to develop yourself the way you want. You cannot be living a life what your parents wanted you to do, or your neighbors or your relatives or your society wanted you to do. It's what you want to do, and please do it very confidently and be fearless. So that is how they can gain.
Absolutely. And you mentioned about confidence. And considering your experience working with prestigious schools, do you think basic education can give students confidence?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, because I think education gives wings to your dreams. Yeah, there are many leaders, those who may be uh, not literate, but they were educated. We have very fine lines drawn between educated and literate, right? So, if one is educated, obviously the wings would be there to chase the dreams. Education is that magic wand which helps you to fly high. And obviously, it will give you a global level reach to even see the invisible. It will also give you the visibility to read between the lines, and that gives a lot of clarity. Yes, education is absolutely important for confidence and flying high.
These are really wise words, and people nowadays, especially the Gen Zs, they often get confused between whether they should focus on their degrees, on their skills. They always try to choose between one. But you rightly mentioned that it is important to focus on your skill as well as education. If you're educated, you will be able to stand strong in society, in boardrooms, being a leader, and that will give them confidence. So, since you being a PhD scholar, principal, a thought leader, you decided to walk on the ramp, and this is a different way of shaping minds of students in future. What do you think? How was your experience?
It was a big challenge. But then, when I walked the ramp, I obviously thought of that you are just of your own, right? So, without considering those age or how you look, it's just accepting yourself. Before I get this approval from outside that whether I am okay to walk the ramp, I think that is the confidence whether I accepted myself to walk the ramp. I found it, yes, why not? So there are stereotype uh, approvals of the society. Nowadays, this Gen Z, they hardly they are into this Insta or maybe on social media to take the approvals. If you see and talk to the Gen Z, they are hardly considering who is liking and who is not liking. They are just on their own way. They are working on their skills, and they have a very typical mindset of how they can do in a better way every day, right? Society somewhere gives approval those who chase it. For walking the ramp, when the world is watching you, you are on your own. Those confident feet takes you to that leadership role where you are giving your approval that I am confident, I am walking the ramp. So that makes the entire thing different. And I feel so breaking the stereotypes, my students will get a very strong message that it has no bar, no age bar, or no kind of uh, specific, numbers to achieve, and then you can walk the ramp. It is just you felt it right and you do it.
Absolutely. Very lovely words, because looking and considering your experience and the way you think differently, I'm sure it's going to make a lot of difference in education and society. So, I would love to hear any experience which you must have experienced while teaching your students or managing them, that one of your student wanted to do something and you gave them wings.
There are a lot. There are a lot, because in this 27 years, almost more than 2 decades in this education field, and my students were always not younger to me, even while working in as IT professional. I had all corporate sectors, Johnson Tiles, or even the government officials when those initial days of implementing computers, or even when I was there as a professor where my adolescent people were there and college going. So I have done many where they have chased many arbid professions, where I just supported them that go and do it. And some of them, they even took up those professions where they felt like, is it right for them? It's absolutely right. And you won't believe that After so many years also, they are well connected to me. They are married, they have children, but they keep on calling, and not every day on regular basis, but they do share their achievements, that how I created those confident areas around their imperfect areas. That's perfect. Whatever you are doing, they thought that perfection is whoever is scoring the highest. We have those stereotypes. Who is the perfect? Whoever has achieved 100 out of 100 in maths. I used to say no. Who has been the best footballer on the ground or playing chess perfectly is also an achiever, and they have done miracles in life. So, and they always had been inspiration in my life, because I don't think so there is any such word imperfect. Everything is perfect.
I'm already getting inspirational, and in fact, I must say that your students are very lucky to have you. Now, I'm just feeling jealous that I must have found you previously, earlier, during my college days, so that getting a mentor like you who has such an open mind will definitely make students successful, because we never heard this. For us, the definition of perfectionism is totally different. It is being perfect no matter what, otherwise people will judge you, and we are always scared of the judgments as a student or as a leader. But this is a lesson, I think, the audience, whoever will watch this podcast, if it will impact many lives, I'm very sure.
Perfection is a journey, and there is no such word as imperfect,
Yeah,
because it's a journey. It's an illusion.
right.
If you say a big star, you name anybody, is perfect? No, it's a journey. There are far better than anybody you talk about. So it's an illusion. It's a mirage.
Right. And one personal question I would like to ask you, how are you so calm and composed?
I think my profession taught
Made
me,
you.
made
Okay.
me. It's not so that I sometimes do not lose myself, but it's very less. I'm always very composed like this only. Uh, I think maybe my profession, because of this 25 years, 27 years of this journey, has taught me, because my students are always in those highs and lows. So obviously, when I have to counsel them, you need to be very calm and composed. And when you are dealing with a large number of stakeholders from a very heterogeneous background, you need to know the temperament of your entire family. We call it as a family. So you need to listen everybody, because if you listen, we as leaders, what we don't have is time. We don't have any time to listen to anybody. I say a good leader need to listen everybody, because if you are a good listener, your 80% job is done, because they also know probably you don't have the solution of everything, but they need a very confident person, a very composed person to listen them carefully. So when my parents come to me, I give a very good listening to them, that I listen to them, and they say, ma'am, thank you so much, my work is done. I know I have not given them any solution. So that is how it helps.
This is absolutely right. And I think this is the quality which very rare people have. So you have that quality of active listening or good listening, because we all need such listeners. And if mentors like you are at that stage listening your students or someone, it will be so lighter for them that they can come to you and speak their heart out and share whatever they feel like. And if we have more leaders like you in the industry, it is definitely going to impact whole society, and it's going to create a good system for all of us.
I have a policy of open door policy.
Wow.
So my cabin door is never closed. It's always open. There is no such talk which is confidential, which cannot be heard or outside. Only if there is a very high priority meeting where my door remains closed, where my every teacher or student understands that she is there in a meeting where she cannot be disturbed. Otherwise, any parent, any student, they need not knock the door. They just have to come inside.
Wow, this is again very rare and inspirational to all the leaders. If they become like this, it will be great for the society. And I'm sure you are an inspiration for a lot of people, including me. Now I want to understand who is your inspiration.
I have a lot. First and foremost, my husband is an inspiration. My daughter is an inspiration. And I have few mentors, those who created me. I am basically created by two people. One is not living, and one is, I don't know, she must be there somewhere doing good. So they actually reinvented me. So if you see me as an initial days of my childhood, I was very shy. I was very means with a lot of judgmental statements around and less confident. But then she recreated me when I was doing my post graduation, and Dr. Shopna Banerjee Guha. That time my child was 1.5 years old when I was doing my post graduation. She actually made me this fearless creature, I would say, a fearless personality, that you have immense power, just let it go. And that gave me a different definition to my personality and everything. Then, under whom I have done my PhD, he taught me how a teacher should be. So, when I used to get tired, he is no more, but when I used to get tired of my PhD writing, his cook used to serve the food what I wanted to eat. So he never boasted that I am the professor, you have to do. Dr. Jadhav, Dr. Amadas Jadhav, he is no more, unfortunately. But he taught me how a leader should be, how a teacher should be. And the kind and passionate he was, all his students. Matlab, we had a lovely time with him. So these two people, they have created me today. Whatever I am, it is because of both of them. And my family is immensely supportive. My husband, my parents, a few friends, very dear friends, they're always there. And they do not look at me with their priority. I am their priority.
That's amazing. It's really good to know if your surrounding is good, then automatically it reflects, and I can see the glow on your face already. So, since you are a teacher, you have been a professor, and you are now a principal of prestigious school. And nowadays, there are young people who are becoming teachers, are calling themselves teachers. Do you think there's a difference between your teaching and their way of teaching, those who are Gen Zs or young teachers?
Yeah, there is a big gap. um, a very, again, a very difficult question to answer. Yes, there is a missing point in today's teaching. Today's teaching, when we became teachers, we chose this profession because we wanted to become teachers. And we have very high respect for this profession. And we never compared how much amount I am earning, how much I am drawing, and that equivalent knowledge will be provided to our students. It cannot be, proportional. How much you are earning, right? Your salary, whatever it is, right? Cannot be proportional of how much passionate you can be for your students. So we were in that first category where that is a different fight, how much I'm earning, because teachers in India, in our country, obviously we will never have a very big bank balance, right? But we are the creators. We boast about it.
Absolutely.
Each and every person, it's a teacher who created. some or the other teacher who created every person living on this earth. But again, at the same time, today's Gen Z, they come up with without much depth, and they think that if 1 year 2 years they have spent, immediately they need to be in some or the other leadership team, or they have done a lot, and somewhere they calculate with wanted to make it proportional, itne mein itna hi milega.
Actually.
So there is a difference.
No, this
There
is
are
so true.
teachers,
Hmm.
but there are dearth of good teachers. That is true.
Absolutely well said. And this is
Because
quite
passion
relatable.
is what is lacking.
Yeah, and this is quite relatable because yes, we do calculate the efforts and we calculate the returns at the same time. That how much we have put in and how much we are getting. So totally agree with this.
Because we work with human resource, right? We are
Hmm.
creating human resource. So naturally, human resource cannot be some materialistic industrial products.
Yeah, it's about
So
human.
it is about human. A teacher can create a country, a nation. A teacher can even destroy a nation, because you are working with that human resource who are your potential population, potential human resource for the country.
Mm-hmm. Right. And in the era where people are scared of their teachers or their principal, they are scared to step out and talk to their principal. You have made a policy of open door that they can come to you and speak to you at any time. Do you think there is change in students' behaviors also by generation to generation? Nowadays, students are changed as compared to previous generation of students.
I don't see much change.
Okay.
I don't see much change. In fact, earlier students used to take a lot of approvals.
Mm-hmm.
Now they take less approvals. They are more vocal about their needs, their requirements, and also they are very much vocal about their rights, which is very good. Earlier, they used to be less vocal. They used to wait for the approvals. They used to wait for what teachers will say, what teachers will do. Now they are much more open and they are much more confident. I think that's the social media or our environment this they have created. So it's good.
Right. This is the first time I'm hearing from a leader like you who is saying this. Otherwise, we always hear this cribbing that the students have changed and the Gen Z people are very tough to handle. And I have heard Ananya Pandey in one of her interviews saying exactly the same thing, that we are vocal and we are more confident about what we need. We can say no. And earlier, the
Yes.
students were not confident because they were not vocal. So you have rightly pointed out the difference, and I think it was much needed. It is for their benefits only.
Yes.
Right. So this now we will, after this just one question left, and after this we will have an amazing rapid fire round with you. I'm already enjoying this conversation and I don't want it to be end, but considering the time, we have to let you go. So we might call you again because this conversation was really interesting and you have a lot to share, I know. On this platform, these questions are very less, and the audience wants to know more. I am more interested to know more about it, and I feel like listening to you continuously. You are really a treat to the ears. So, talking about the TFS Feminastar, you have been associated with TFS Feminastar. You have walked the ramp. You have, wore the designer collection. So, what do you think about the team and the whole experience? How was it being a principal and a thought leader?
I would say very, very approachable, warm, lovely people around. And as far as I have known Rashmi, she is a lovely person, very open. Even the interaction which I had today, just with a cup of coffee with you, it was very loving words, and people are very grounded. Um, how we see on the screen that people have a lot of attitudes, and that we all heard, but when I experienced, they are very grounded and very lovely people around. It was a beautiful, amazing experience. Amazing.
That's really amazing to hear from you, and it was truly the privilege to see you walking on the ramp live with my eyes. Okay, so now we are moving towards the last section of this podcast, which is a very interesting one. I'm sure you must have enjoyed all the conversation with ma'am, and this complete rapid fire is going to give us a lot more insights about her, and I'm sure you're excited. So let's start. One word that defines you.
Confidence.
Morning person or you are a night thinker?
Being a principal, I'm the morning person.
Teacher who inspired you the most?
Dr. Jadhav.
One quality every student must have today.
Passion.
Discipline or creativity? What comes first?
Creativity.
Books or digital learning?
Books.
Your favorite part of being a principal?
My sessions with my teachers and students.
One habit that makes you a good leader?
A good listener.
One challenge in today's education system?
Still, we are into marks.
Values over marks, yes or no?
Values.
One life lesson you teach students beyond syllabus?
To be honest, to be bold, and the integrity.
If not an educator, what would you be?
A dancer.
A quote you truly believe in?
Sail in the ship of ambition and land in the harbor of success.
Amazing. One advice for parents today?
Be with your child, be a good listener.
One advice for young girls dreaming big?
Just be passionate about your dream and be confident that whatever you have chosen for yourself, it cannot go wrong.
Your way to relax after a busy day?
Calling my best friends.
Wow. Chalk and board or smart classroom?
Smart classroom.
One message for TFS Feminastar audience?
Keep up your great job and be an influencer to our youngsters.
Thank you so much. Here we comes to an end. It was lovely listening to you, and thank you so much for an insightful conversation. I'm sure it's going to be very much helpful for anyone listening to this podcast. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Poorva. It was an amazing experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you.